Good afternoon. Before I get started today, I'd like to recognize any Gold Star family members who might like to step forward at the podium to be recognized. I'm hoping to have Kathy Winger here in our audience today, and possibly her grandson, Toby Craycraft. They are the surviving family members of Kevin Scott Smith. My husband has a picture of Kevin here. I'm sorry, it's kind of small. Kevin made the ultimate sacrifice in Iraq on March 21st, 2005. And we have a small gift for these family members. And if I could show some love here for these people today, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. I'm not sure if we have Sandy Lockwood here in the audience today. We do have a picture of her son as well. His name is Gunny Sergeant David Shane Spicer. He was killed in Afghanistan on July 13th of 2009, and he was a graduate of Ben Logan High School. Next, we have Staff Sergeant Dennis J. Hansen, who also made the ultimate sacrifice in the Logar province of Afghanistan on 12/5 of 2009. He was the son of Bonnie and Dwight Hansen. And last but not least, we have Sergeant Jeremy Michael Hodge of Russellvania. He was killed in action at the age of 20 while serving in Baghdad, Iraq on October 10th, 2005. I have these pictures in my office, and I talk about these young men as often as people will listen, because I think it's very important to remember their sacrifice, especially because they were local boys. So thank you for letting me talk to you about them every opportunity I get. But veterans, family members, and honored guests, since the founding of the United States, it's estimated that 558 million Americans and immigrants have lived in this country. More than 1.1 million of them have died defending the United States in wars and combat actions since the American Revolution. They each have stories to tell. The crosses at Normandy, the graves at Arlington, the markers at Punch Bowl, the fallen heroes who rest in place that are unknown. We're here for them today. We are here for heroes such as West Virginia National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, who was mortally wounded by a terrorist while she patrolled the streets of Washington, D.C. on November 26th. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf was also seriously wounded in the same attack. Specialist Beckstrom's high school principal recalled her as someone who, quote, carried herself with a quiet strength, a contagious smile, and a positive energy that lifted people around her, unquote. How could we all not be lifted by the breathtaking sacrifices that veterans have made and continue to make on our behalf? We are here for Specialist Beckstrom, her grieving family, and her friends. We are here to support Staff Sergeant Wolf in his challenging road of recovery. We will never forget. We are here for the 2,341 American service members who lost their lives during the attack on Pearl Harbor 85 years ago. We are here for the 3,100 combat deaths and thousands more who succumbed to the elements during Korea's frozen Chosin Reservoir. We are here for the men and women who continue to lose their lives during operations in the Middle East. From Bunker Hill to Baghdad, Americans from communities throughout the United States have answered their nation's call and made the ultimate sacrifice. Included on this hallowed list of heroes is Air Force Staff Sergeant William Pitzenbarger. 60 years ago, in a thick jungle near Saigon, a company of soldiers from the 1st Infantry Division were surrounded and outnumbered by the Viet Cong. Enemy soldiers were estimated to be close to 400. Pitzenbarger, a pararescue jumper, voluntarily entered the danger zone through a helicopter drop so he could administer aid and evacuate the wounded. Armed with a rifle, pistol, and a medical bag, Pitsenbarger refused evacuation 9 times while he helped others get to safety. He repeatedly collected and distributed ammunition to soldiers under fire. He continued assisting others while fighting the enemy, even after being wounded 3 times. Pitts, as he was affectionately called by his friends, would fall in battle. He epitomized the motto of pararescue jumpers, which is, quote, "These things we do that others may live," unquote. His body was later found with his rifle in one hand and his medical bag in the other. He was 21 years old. For his actions taken on April 11, 1966, William H. Pitsenbarger of Piqua, Ohio, was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor and promoted to Staff Sergeant. The family started and children produced by those he rescued will always be Staff Sergeant Pitsenbarger's legacy. He did so others may live. It is an ethos shared by many of American fallen heroes. From those who absorbed the blast of a grenade while saving their friends, to those who died rescuing crew from a sinking ship, we take this day to reflect on ordinary Americans exhibiting extraordinary valor. To honor the legacy of the fallen, we should all commit to the freedom offered by the greatest nation on earth. A land where patriotism eclipses politics, where the American flag is displayed proudly and frequently, and where military veterans are society's true celebrities. We must never forget the families of our fallen. Long after the battlefield guns have been silenced and the bombs have stopped exploding, the children of our fallen warriors will still be missing a parent. Spouses will be without their life partner, and parents will continue to grieve for their heroic sons and daughters that died way too early. We need to be present for them, not just as members of the American Legion family, but as American citizens. Nobody can replace these fallen heroes, especially in the eyes of their families. But we can offer shoulders to cry on, assistance with educational expenses, food, clothing, love, so that their sacrifice of their loved one will not be forgotten. There are many other ways to honor the fallen. While we can still enjoy recreational activities over Memorial Day weekend, we take this moment, this special moment, to remember the price that was paid for us to enjoy our American way of life. Remembering and honoring the legacies of those who didn't make it back is the true meaning of Memorial Day. Let us remember that tyrannical regimes have been toppled, genocide stopped, because Americans sacrificed life and limb. Let us remember that terrorist plots were foiled and killers brought to justice because Americans were willing to pay that high price. Let us remember that without a U.S. military, this world would be a far more oppressive, darker place. Let us remember that freedom has no greater friend than the American soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, Coast Guardsman, or Space Force Guardian. The preamble of the Constitution of the American Legion charges us and our organization to preserve the memories and the incidences of our associations in the Great Wars. The true way to honor the fallen is to live in a way worthy of their sacrifice. That means strengthening our communities, helping our fellow veterans, supporting military families, and teaching the next generation what this day truly means. We must tell their stories. We must speak their names. We must ensure that our children and grandchildren understand that freedoms they inherit were paid for with courage, service, and sacrifice. Abraham Lincoln said, "A nation that does not honor its heroes will not long endure." He was right. But we should ask ourselves, would a nation that didn't honor its heroes be a nation in which we would want to live? Your attendance here today answers that question. We're here for them. May God bless the United States, bless our veterans, and above all, bless our Gold Star families, because every day is Memorial Day for them. Thank you.